getting into the game, we're tabbing over to this screen, and we are going to do some upkeep before we talk about where our heroes, our Mandalorian bounty hunters, are. We have two pieces of upkeep to do, which is, first we need to roll Destiny, and second we need to figure out if anybody's obligation is going to come up. Though I'm inclined not to force your obligation this week because it's the last episode and I want to focus on the main story. But at the very least, we need to roll Destiny regardless, and then I'll be happy to hear your opinions on the obligation bit. So, Destiny, if you please, Mandos. Wow. So Shosei Sol, I'll get it right eventually, generates 2 light side points for the Mandos. And then everybody else generates 4 for me.
Is this the first time that we've actually gotten a roll for our own points?
What?
No, I think we, in the very first session, I think we got some for ourselves.
Yep.
Okay. Because it seems like every time it's, okay, let's hand over all the destiny to the fox.
In terms of obligation, do we want to do obligation for the last episode and see if something comes up, or do we want to ignore it for this session? I'm open to an argument in either direction.
I would say, given where we left off, probably not.
I'd say unless there's somebody's obligation who could be forced into this. Otherwise, I'm fine leaving it out.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that obligation.
I don't think it makes sense here.
Okay, so we will forgo obligation this week. If you want to see how obligation works, just take a look at the past VODs, or you can pick up... is it Fantasy Flight that makes this?
Yes.
Fantasy Flight's Edge of the Empire, which is a phenomenal system that we've been showcasing this whole time. And it's a lot of fun. So, Mandos. Let's talk about where you are. You were members of a covert, as portrayed in the Mandalorian TV show, on the planet, and I always get this wrong. Vader, help me out. What was the planet?
It's a moon, Duxon.
No. Where you were.
Oh god. I don't remember.
Colomex.
Colomex, that's
Colomex,
it, yeah.
Thank you. You were in a cover on Colomex that was very, very full because the Forge Master of Colomex was taking in the sick, the needy, the downtrodden, etc., and providing for them whilst also providing for the Mandalorians. Many of you were skilled enough to do field work for the Mandalorians, for the Covert, and for the Federation of Neutral Planets, Confederation of Neutral Planets. But some stuff went wrong, and the Force Master decided to clean house a little bit. Not so much... How do I put this? Not so much firing you as sending you out into the galaxy to set up your own covert with the help of his apprentice, Kuga Zeal. And Kuga, you gathered your party and you ventured out into the galaxy. And you decided to go to Duxon, a moon wherein the first Battle of Mandalore took place thousands of years ago, where Mandalore the Preserver... Was it where Mandalore the Preserver fell or made his name? I don't remember.
It is where he took over the scattered Mandalorians and reunited them.
Took power.
Essentially saving their entire culture.
And which has now apparently been abandoned by the Empire in the years following the destruction of the Death Star, where they had a Beskar refinery, which a quick scan of the surface of Duxon showed you that there is battle equipment everywhere beneath the jungle moon. There's also a black spirit that can knock out your electronics, and something preventing your ship from flying once you reached Duxton. But you are here. You are here to find the former Imperial refinery before either the Imperial Remnant, the First Order, or the New Republic can find it and set up your covert in this relatively inhospitable locale. The last shot of the last episode was the party minus the radio-based Rhodian named Brooke, venturing through the jungle towards a mountain, a big stone spire rising out of the jungle to get a better look around. And on the far face of that mountain that the party could not see was the carving of a statue. And the dark spirit was sitting on the head of the statue, overlooking the jungle, and that was the last thing that we saw. Where are we fading in, Mandalorians? Are we fading in with you guys fighting with the jungle? Are we fading in on an action sequence, or are we fading in on just travel? I'm inclined to pick it up after a battle. Like you guys got attacked by something, probably like a pterosaur allegory or some such, and you're just like regrouping after the battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds likely.
So we fade in on a clearing in the jungle. There's smoke rising atmospherically from the fire set. We see charred bodies of jungle beasts scattered around. We see like blue viscous liquid splattered over the headpiece and visors of our Mandalorians. We probably see like Arcos like lowering his rotary cannon, and Sho is like dusting her cloak off, etc. You guys have been traveling for a couple hours at this point, but you haven't reached the mountain yet. But the jungle has been a pain in the ass, in a way that Journeyman Vader especially is very familiar with. None of the tech around you has come to life, thankfully, but the jungle has absolutely reclaimed these battlefields. Is there anything anyone would like to do? Any conversations anyone would like to have?
I'm thinking.
Okay. This is your show just as much as it is mine.
I think I think Lynn would ask, probably Sho, but just in general, this is the second group of beasts we've encountered. How many more of these are we going to have to fight? I know there's a lot in the jungle. I read there were a lot in the jungle.
It occurs to me also, do you guys have the bikes?
How were we gonna get them down?
Yeah.
I mean, not easily, but not impossibly. That's why I'm asking. Because it could be that you guys got, like, attacked on the bikes and you had to stop and fend them off. I'm just wondering if you have them.
Uh-huh.
It was probably more if we had to get into the fight because we were on foot.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like, man, if we were on these bikes, we could have sped past it, but no.
I mean, not if they're faster than you.
Also true, but we did just escape a situation not too long ago just to fly into this.
Fair.
Faster than Night Screamers?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's not unheard of that there's animals that are better than tech in Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
wildlife is pretty intimidating on the Demon Moon.
True.
Yeah.
So maybe we see, like, one of you, maybe Kuga, like, look through the clearing in the trees and you see the mountain looming closer than it was before.
Right. I know we've made progress, but does the mountain look closer to anyone else?
I don't mean supernaturally, I just mean you've made progress.
I know.
Okay.
He's just a little.
You'd hope so. We've been traveling for hours now.
All of you get, like, an audible ping on your communicators.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if anybody answers it, but, like, you all get, like a group call.
Yeah.
Okay. So it shows,
Show
like,
it answer it.
you hit it, and a familiar voice comes over, and it's Brooke, and she says, So, good news. I'm out of the tree. I didn't fall. My vision is back a bit. Not much. Enough. And the ship hasn't fallen yet. Also, apparently the radio works down here.
Yeah, apparently our tech started working as soon as we got out.
Do you want me to work on getting the ship down?
Well, if we get it down, we might be able to get some of the tech working, so if you could be a dear.
I might scratch the paint. I'm probably going to scratch the paint.
I had a feeling that would happen when I knew we were coming to a jungle moon, so it's fine.
I mean, you have spare parts, right? You can repair most of this as long as I don't, like, rupture the reactor or anything, right?
As long as you don't rupture the reactor or blow up the thermal detonators aboard, yeah, you should be fine.
Because I feel like the easiest move would be to just remove the tree. You said thermal detonators?
Yeah, a
Do you
case of them.
Do you have them with you, or can I use them?
You could use them.
We don't care about the jungle, right? Ultimately.
Not a small section of it, no.
Right. I'll sit down here a few minutes more, let my vision recover, if it's going to recover beyond this, and then set to work getting the ship down and making a cap. Are you coming back tonight?
I don't think so, looking around at everyone else.
Right. Well, if I can get the ship down and I can get the instruments working, provided they're not too messed up from the crash or the fall that they're about to take, I can try to give you some information, but I can't promise I'll be of much use.
Information's better than nothing, Brooke.
I'd say to stay safe, but, well, look at the four of you. Oh, I know. May the Force be with you.
What's it now?
I don't know. It's apparently some kind of blessing?
Ah,
You just hear Arco's wizard stuff.
The radio clicks off.
Well, we still got ground to cover.
I think while the call was going on, Lynn was just kind of poking around, looking to see if there's anything besides overgrowth at all.
You don't need to poke. The scanners in your helmet will show you that, yeah, it's like a foot deep in the muck, but there's like old tech all around you. There has been since you got, like, every time you do a pulse scan, there's like, yeah, there's shit all around you.
Nothing but spare parts around here.
Maybe we could find abandoned supplies.
Supplies won't do any good if we don't have any place to settle down. You'd think that there would be at least a semblance of a shelter. Especially if there were at least hundreds of workers, not to mention guards to fend off the wildlife.
There was also a battle held here. Battlefields make things go kablooey real quick.
But a battle with what?
Kuga is referring to the battle for Mandalore back thousands of years ago, whereas I believe Lynn is referring to the Empire being here.
I wouldn't expect to see much of that battle. Having been so long ago.
There's a very slight rumble that you all feel on the ground as you're starting to walk away. You see some birds fly out in the distance, and very briefly your comms click on, and Brooke goes, "Got it down."
Are you alright?
Mostly.
Is the ship all right?
No.
Okay.
I didn't rupture the reactor.
That's good. That's something.
Will it need to be heavily repaired? Yes. But it's down, and I'm doing a diagnostic now. Sort of.
Alright. Well, keep us posted with anything you can find.
I will. Well, actually, sensors are indicating the jungle is a recent addition, or something like that. Check your scanners. There's metal everywhere.
Believe me, we know.
That's the best I've got right now.
Alright.
No. Wait. You're traveling north, right?
Yes?
Over land?
Yes.
Huh. Seismic activity. Not very impressive, but it's there. Deep,
You
too.
mean other than the ship falling to the ground?
You hear her, like, laugh a little bit. Too far away to be the ship, and too far down. I wasn't aware Duxton had tectonic plates, but apparently it does. Either that or there's a giant underground facility, and she laughs like she made a joke.
Hmm.
We are? I mean, we are looking for a facility of some sort. Who's to
Well,
say it couldn't be underground?
then keep on your current course, and maybe you'll find something.
Noted.
Radio clicks off. You guys continue through the jungle. We crossfade to you guys in the shadow of the mountain. So you've arrived at the mountain. Big, like, I don't want to call it a mesa because it looks more like a guitar pick, if that makes sense. Like, it's not flat on top, it's rounded all the way across, but it's this big stone, like, vaguely fingernail-shaped giant, like, rock. The only word I can think of is a mountain, but it's sheer, on this side at least. But you're here. What do you guys want to do? As far as getting to the top of it goes, we're talking a mile, maybe 2. Each big.
Okay. Well, shall we get climbing?
Okay.
How does it look to be about the same length if we tried to, like, go up and around?
What do you mean
I
up
mean,
and around?
Like, not fully up, but like diagonal up and over?
It appears to be sheer. Like, it appears to be, like, vertical walls just straight up on every side. Or at least from the side that you approach from and what you can see.
How far to either side does it go?
What? Sorry?
Like, we're standing here, look to the right, how far does it go? Look to the left, how far does it go?
Oh, how big is the face, you mean?
Yeah.
It rises to a point which is not that big, but I would still say quarter mile. So about 1,000 feet, give or take. So about 300 meters, give or take.
Is it a solid base, or do there appear to be caves or the possibility of tunnels somewhere?
No, it appears to be... I swear I've seen mountains that look like this before, but I don't remember where, so I can't direct you guys to them. But no, it looks like it's, like, brown rock, just all the way up in, like, a vague, like... I said fingernail before, I'm gonna stick with that. It looks kind of like your thumbnail. So it's, like, gently curved on your side, and convex on the other side. But you haven't been to that side yet?
Might be smart to go around.
Know what kind of geese are on the ground?
You gonna go around?
Be a little quicker than going all the way up and seeing what's there.
Oh, yeah, no, this thing is much taller than it is wide.
Yeah, so go around, I guess.
Okay. So you guys head out and around. You're walking for a bit. When you round the face of the mountain, 2 things strike you immediately. You can see the carved statue immediately. So set in the convex shape of this, or face of this mountain. It's been carved out into a hollow so that there's space behind it. And then this, again, like, 500-meter tall, like, statue of a man. He's holding... Imagine if Darth Maul's weapon was solid. So a double-bladed lightsaber, but solid, so it looks like a bow staff. He's, like, holding that.
Yeah, stick.
like plunked down in the ground in front of him. It's sharpened to a point that comes up like level with his nose. Big staff. He's wearing robes. It's not painted in any way. It's all the same brown rock. But he's wearing robes. He appears to be human, but he has elongated pupils. Like his eyes are carved and the pupils are elongated. And he's dressed similarly to the body that that Sho pulled out of the I almost said Star Destroyer. Starfighter. And the second thing that you notice is the statue is overlooking this gigantic circular hole in the ground. It's not natural. It's perfectly circular. There's a stone like lattice over the top of it. It looks almost like a gate, but it's made of stone. Over the top of it, and it just goes down into the jungle, and you see like what looks like glass, like wind chimes, like strung throughout. There's walkways. It looks like a city. It looks like I know we're in Star Wars and not 40K, but it looks like a vertical tunnel city. Just this big circular cylinder carved out of the core of the planet. It goes down further than you can see.
Well, that's certainly interesting.
I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't that.
Any chance I can make a lore check here?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to do a lore check on the statue, or are you going to do a lore check on the tunnel?
The statue.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and do a perception style check first? As you guys are like examining the statue, I'm gonna put two purple on this. It's a relatively easy check, but can you like a perception spot? I don't know what it's called in the system, but something to that effect.
Perception.
Yeah. It's set up whenever. 2 fails and an advantage. Okay, so you don't notice that thing, but I think the advantage that you create is that you're getting a good look at the statue. You're distracted. The failures is you're distracted by the statue itself. So I'll give you a boost for the lore check.
Okay.
That being said, this is a tricky check. I'm starting at 2 purple for the difficulty. I'm adding a black because of its age and its size. I'm adding another black on its size, and then I'm going to give you guys a destiny point, and I'm going to upgrade one of the purples to a red. If you've got any bonuses that you want to add aside from the 1 boost that I gave you, now's the time.
I'll spend a destiny point back.
Okay. I'll give you an upgrade on the check. Ba-dum. Go ahead and make that lore check. 2 advantage. So you don't get what you want, but you get something else. So you wanted, I'm assuming, to know what this is a statue of.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say you don't get that, and you missed the important perception thing. But with 2 advantage, I will say that you do notice that something is off about the statue. You don't recognize the statue. You can't make heads or tails of what it's meant to depict. It's very lifelike despite its size, but you do notice that the base has been graffitied to hell. And the rest of you notice that there's deep mud tracks all around the tunnel, and especially between the tunnel and the statue, of like tire tracks, like relatively recent tire tracks, like a deep like mud like flat land has been like from the use of many all-terrain vehicles. And the base of the statue has been graffitied to hell. And I think the thing that you notice, Sho, is this giant imperial like sigil like on one of his toes in just like spray paint.
Never took the Empire as one for graffiti.
Lynn is going to definitely go check out the graffiti.
Okay, Lynn, can you also make that perception check for me, please? 2 purples, and away you go. You got a success and an advantage. So, yeah, so Lynn, like, you notice the graffiti, you start heading towards it. Mind you, you still have to walk, like, quarter mile to get to it. Like, it's a big thing. But you notice the statue, the statue is standing on a rectangular base. And when you come, like, through the trees closer to it, Lynn, to go check out the graffiti, you see the big Durasteel doors closed in the front of this box.
That's not something I would expect to see either.
Oh? What'd you
There's
find?
doors
Lynn?
in the statue. Durasteel, it looks like.
Really?
Yeah, like, show you, like, come around the tree and you can see them from the angle that you're in. Like, somebody has built a bunker into the base of the statue for some reason. And the road leads to the big hole in the ground. I to be clear, the hole in the ground and the statue are not very far apart. Like, the cone of vision of the statue, so to say, is very obviously looking at the giant circle in the ground.
Is there any indication as to how many different styles of graffiti there are? Like, is it possible at all to tell the periods of time?
No. It's definitely not a matter of periods of time. It looks like it was, like, none of them are more than 10 years old. It looks like people got bored, or maybe it was a tradition to fuck up the statue.
Shall we see if we can get inside?
Might be nice to have an idea of what it's connected to first. Kind of eyes the whole.
It's If it's Imperial Durasteel, this might be our target. Might also be
Very well could be.
Might also be a bunker or a cache.
I don't want to be surprised by anything that might be hiding in that hole while we're focused on the doors.
Well, watch your back while you get it open.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. You've got us here with you.
Oh, alright, yeah, let me just find the terminal here. I think there should be no problem.
Okay, so you guys step out of the jungle onto the dirt track. The dirt track is wide, and you approach the doors. And yeah, as Lynn is approaching the doors, and Sho is like watching Lynn's back, maybe we see like Arcos and Kuga and Sho like with their weapons out, like walk, like doing that military thing where they don't walk forwards, they're kind of turning while they walk, right?
Yeah.
And I think the three of you, like, we hear this low rumble, and we see this giant, let's call it what it is, shall we, tentacle, slowly come over the rim of the canyon, just grab Jungle, and slowly pull it back down.
Oh dear.
Avoid that side.
You said that came out of the hole.
Out of the hole, yes.
Didn't I tell you?
Well, it's a good thing we decided to investigate this side first.
What if that was its off tentacle?
If it starts reaching for us, I'll blast it.
I don't think any of you need to like make a roll to figure out what that was. I think we're all on the same page of what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, good.
At this point, like, Arcos is walking almost backwards, to
It's
keep
the
his eye
natural
directly on
predator
it.
of Mandalorians.
And
Sorry.
it's like, he looks like Jesse Ventura in the Predator. He's got that gun out like at all times, just like, all right, I'm gonna shoot the first thing that moves now.
Nice. Yeah, so you guys are just like walking over this like wet mud, and you approach the statue. You get up to the Durasteel doors, and yeah, they have power. They're just locked Durasteel blast doors.
All right. Well, do your thing, Lynn.
Yes, you'll blast anything that comes through. That certainly worked with the shadow being. It kind of grumpily goes to jack, hook into slice into the terminal.
Okay. So I'm gonna start you with 2 purples because it is locked. They want you out. I'm actually going to give you a boost here because there's no one around. I am, however, going to spend a destiny point and upgrade it just to make it a little bit more difficult. There is that impending feeling of this is a little too easy, but then again, like, the remnant's not here. So you would expect an abandoned Imperial facility to be a little too easy. But go ahead and make that computer's roll.
I don't even need to remove a setback.
No black dice to remove, just 2 purples. Well, 1 purple, 1 red now, but still.
Let's see what happens.
Whoa!
Holy shnikes.
That is
I think you got it.
6
So
successes.
do you want to know the name of the grandkids of the person that
Yeah,
designed
I'm gonna say, what does 6 successes on this door look like? Do you just like pull the wire off of your gauntlet and then just like tap tap and the doors just fly open?
Yeah, she was like analyzing okay, this could be, and like taps 2 buttons and the doors just start sliding.
Yeah, totally. So the doors just fly open, and I punched the shit out of my mic with that. Sorry. And yeah, it opens into a stone room. The easiest way that I'm going to say this is, you guys have seen The Mummy, right? Like that stone like columned like entryway. It's squared off room. It's not that big. It's the base that the statue is standing on, and the actual mountain isn't much wider than that. But it's a stone room. You can see the like, I don't know what they're called. The like weatherproof hard cases that like military operations use, just like scattered around. Some of them are open and you can see like pocket generators and like some electronic. There's a couple of like computers, I guess, like in here. And at the back of the room, not far away from you guys at all, like maybe 40 feet from the door that you just came in, is a stone door. It is closed. It's covered in like concentric circles, and the circles go around the separation in the middle of the doors, but it is closed, and you can see evidence of like explosives, and there's like wires leading to like 2 like pylons on either side of the door for some reason. They're connected to the Imperial computers and stuff. Apparently they were trying to get in here and they can't. There are also 4 dead stormtroopers in this room. So I guess I should say skeletons wearing composite armor in this room.
I think that's the fastest I've seen you crack a door yet, Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn, like, It was weird, actually. It was. You swear it opened before you press the execute button. Like just a second before.
Not to degrade my skill at all, but that was almost too easy.
Was the password? Well, Arcos is like looking at these bodies for better armor and see if there's anyone near his size.
There was no
Which,
one
you know,
near
is
your
completely-
side.
you know, I'd say, which is completely impossible for
Yeah.
his size. But
Yeah, unfortunately,
Do they have blasters?
they do. They do, but they're like stowed. None of them have blasters in their hands.
I was just gonna say we never got Kuga a replacement weapon.
Yeah, hi.
True.
Might want to grab one of those.
I never got to ask last game. Did Arcos' shot gauntlet get fixed while he was in the tube?
I'm not
Because
sure.
I imagine someone looked at it and while he was just floating there for who knows how long.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
I'm not sure precisely what you're talking about, so I'm going to say yes.
I think it
What
got
he
damaged in
did
the
with-
fight with the Purge Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, totally.
Okay.
So yeah, you can grab a standard issue Imperial blaster rifle,
Hell yeah.
Kuga. But yeah, like you notice upon cartridge examination, like these dudes went down at their stations.
This bad feeling's just getting worse and worse.
Weapons not drawn, caught by surprise.
There's no sign of a battle. Like there's explosive residue around the door, probably from breaching charges, but like these dudes, they're just dead. Like there's not any signs of that they got locked in here and starved to death. There's no signs that they panicked. There's no signs of struggle. There's just dead troopers.
How
Is there-
did...
Is there any roll to determine if there was something funky in the air?
Yes, there absolutely is. This is gonna be a pretty difficult check. I'm gonna start with 3 purples
Okay.
and a red, actually. I'm gonna upgrade it for a destiny point, but I'm going to give you 2 greens because you're wearing Mando armor with scanners in the helmet. So go ahead and make a perception check. Hey, neutral roll. Nothing. Nothing trips. You can't tell one way or the other.
Okay, but yeah, everybody can hear how loud, like how audible his sniffing is. Like he's trying to see if there's some lingering poison in the air or something.
I will say this: you do not smell blood. You do not smell ozone. You do not smell plasma. Granted, it's been years, but still, like,
Yeah, he just. It's too stale. It's nothing.
Or maybe it was that mysterious mist we encountered.
Doors wouldn't work then, would they?
Well, when it's around
Well,
me.
No, it was something in orbit that was preventing our tech, not the mist. Right?
no. I'm not saying no to say it was the mist. I'm saying the statement you just said is wrong. You don't
Was
know
it-
what was fucking with your sensors.
I thought we got some sort of telemetry on that, but
No. Yeah,
What?
yes, you did. The telemetry you got said that it came from the planet, from the upper atmosphere of the planet, but you don't know.
yeah.
You don't know that it was different from the mist.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know what the mist was, and it didn't show up on your scanners. And also, they weren't working, so, like...
At the very least, we know something or someone didn't want them to get into that room.
Should we examine the terminals?
You can.
I suppose that's the next logical step.
They are currently powered off, but they're attached to portable generators.
Someone hit those generators, and I can take a look.
Yeah, Argos will go over and find the little the on switch, give it a little like kick with his foot to make sure it turns on.
It turns on, Arcos. It's also full.
Weird. After this long, you'd expect some leakage or something. Deterioration of the fuel?
Look, how fresh were the tracks outside? I know you said they were muddy.
To be clear, it wasn't tracks per se. It was just... Have you ever seen the road leading to a logging camp, Squeaky?
Yeah, I figured once you said
it
that.
Was that. Not quite overgrown by the jungle yet. But I wouldn't say it was fresh. Just obvious military motor pool area.
So, Lynn's gonna check out the screen and see what kind of interface it has. What sort of information pops up.
It is an Imperial Science Terminal, like a geological survey terminal.
You'll hear like Arcos kind of pipe up from back where the generator is. See if any recent things. This shouldn't be full.
Last entry, if you check the logs, Lynn, last entry is like a year after the Death Star? A year after Alderaan, basically?
After Alderaan or after Gavin?
When the Emperor died, like a year after that.
That's Endor.
So Endor.
So Endor, yeah, sorry.
So like that's like 2 or 3 ABY?
Yes.
What year is it now? I'm blanking.
7, 8? The point is, it was years ago.
Yeah.
The last entry was years ago.
And it was an all-stop. It was like, shut everything down.
Whatever they were trying to do, they stopped. It's basic Imperial geological survey equipment. Something you would expect them to have at a refinery. Nothing unusual about that, although why they would be using it on stone doors is another matter.
It looks like they were trying to blast through it. It must be way sturdier than it looks. Show's going to take a look at the door.
Okay. You approach the door. Is there a morale check in Edge of the Empire?
There is a fear check, yes.
Yeah, what's the equivalent of make a charisma saving throw?
It's like cool, I believe.
Okay. Could you make a cool roll for me, please? I've already set the difficulty.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point to upgrade.
Nice. I'll set that up for you.
Alright.
There you go.
Oh.
Oof, one fail, one threat. So you walk past the crates towards the door. We get the tight shot of Show like walking closer to the door. You start to hear like interference over your helmet, like speakers. And then it turns into like the dripping of water in a cave. And you're held by this like deep discomfort. And we get the slowly rising bass that blots out all noise, and then like maybe Arco says like, weren't you going to go check the door? And we zoom out and you haven't moved.
What's going on here?
Well, you said you were gonna go check the door and you haven't moved an inch.
Something's wrong. I can't.
What do you mean?
She's like backing away a bit from the door.
Yeah, well, you're still behind the others. Like, you're still over by the terminals. Like, if you want to inch the way for the door, that's cool. But I just want to be clear. Like, you haven't approached it.
Okay.
So at this point, I think Lynn's gonna try to pull up any information on the terminals about the doors.
There are several logs. Most of them video files. We see we see that thing that like movies do when somebody is messing with the computer, where it like pops up like 4 different windows overlapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you get like data on the like breaching attempts to get to the store, and one of them is a video file that Lynn plays, and you see like a bunch of troopers in the background carrying this like industrial bomb. Like, it takes like 2 troopers, 1 on each side, to carry this like metal encased thing with a big timer on it. The trooper standing in front of the console recording it like identifies himself. Doesn't matter what his number is. And he says, so far all attempts to breach the temple have failed. Whatever the emperor wants in here, will deliver it, but we're behind schedule as it is. We've decided to go for broke and brought in, and he just refers to it as the big one. And then you hear like rising shatter in the background, and he turns and he says, "What's that?" And then you hear somebody else say like, "Don't let it go for the bomb," and then it cuts off.
The temple? Is that what he said?
There's not many other buildings with giant statues on them, now are there?
To be clear, none of the troopers in here died from an explosion.
Yeah. Also, looking at the fear stuff, apparently it's the same as initiative. If you aren't prepared for it, it's discipline instead.
Would you like to reroll?
No, I'll go ahead and keep that.
Okay.
So, was it clear if that was the same room?
Yes, very obviously the room that you're in now.
And you said that there was evidence of explosion.
There was an explosion. There's an evidence of an explosion near the door. In the video, like, there's no way those dudes carrying that bomb got away. But there's no exploded troopers in here. The dudes in here look like they died peacefully, relatively.
They must have cleaned up the explosion and decided not to continue their attempts. But what would the Emperor want on the Demon Moon?
I wonder if Sho knows anything about what the Emperor is.
You're gonna have to define what you mean by that.
As in a wizard.
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think there's like 10 people in the galaxy who know that.
Yeah.
Like, even if you played the Bo Katan card, I don't think you'd know. I don't think Bo knows.
Uh-huh.
There's about 10 people in the galaxy who know he's a wizard, and about 7 of them are dead.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, unless you know Luke Skywalker, I doubt it.
Uh-huh.
And if you know Luke Skywalker, I don't want to play this game anymore. So, you know.
We had lunch once. It's fine. He's a
You're
cool
right.
guy.
I met this weird guy. He called himself Skywalker.
What a liar! He couldn't walk on any sky.
And it's just fucking. And it's just like, hey, this coffee was really good. Thanks. You know, nice to meet you. By the way, the Empire's a fucking space wizard, and he just dips.
Everyone's like,
Let's be real. That is exactly what Mark Hamill would do. Let's just.
like he would absolutely just like show up to this whole like Imperial thing, go, your Emperor was a Force user, gotta go, and it just leave.
Yes.
Everyone's like, wait, what?
100%. However, not relevant to this story.
All right.
Yeah, Sho, you've never felt anything like that. Like, it wasn't bad per se, but it was definitely like alien.
Uh-huh.
Now, you said concentric circles on the door. Is it obviously markings, or is that
Yes.
just...
Yes.
Okay, so is there any, without having to approach the door,
Right.
is there any information in the computer about the markings?
There are several reports. There's like at least a half dozen reports and like photographs of those circles from all different angles, and it all boils down to, this is the way to open the door. I don't know what the fuck it does though. We're gonna try this. Oh, that didn't work. We're gonna try this. Oh, that didn't work. Like,
So that there's no background information. It says, oh, these are markings. They're some sort of symbols, but they had no idea what.
There's a lot of background information. It's just not useful to you. Like, they don't know what they are, and nowhere in the computer does the word Sith appear. So no, I think it's referred to as like the first layer of defense of the temple. No, sorry, it would be second. It would be the second layer of defense of the temple. It's probably like referred to as Defense 2 in every report after the first one, and they can't breach it.
Well, they obviously didn't get past here. All they knew was that these symbols here were the key to opening the door, but they couldn't figure anything out. They don't even know what language any of these markings are in. Kind of, I guess he can gesture over to Sho to come, or she can gesture over to Sho to look at the terminal.
Yep.
And gestures at the markings. Do you have any idea with your historical knowledge what those might be?
I'm gonna try to set this up for you, but it's not gonna be clear, and I'm gonna just apologize in advance. But it's basically just like the door is a rectangle, right? The door is like a rectangle, and down the middle of the door there is a split, like so. And then around the door, there's just like, oh wait, no, there's a fucking circle shape that I can do. There's just like circle, 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 like that basically. There's 6 of them though. And they are differing in size, but the pairs are the same size. And, like, one of them has, like, a little circle in it, right? But basically this.
Uh-huh.
There's not runes, per se. Not letters.
Well, okay. That actually makes a little bit of sense. Circles. 2 circles. Overlapping. Duxon overlaps with the other planet.
True.
So maybe that's some sort of timeline? You have to put things in the correct order?
It's not a bad idea.
Is there anything at all, any information at all about moons intersecting or their rotation or
No. It's a very good thought, Squeaky. I will say it is a very interesting line of thought that you should probably continue going down. However, getting information like that out of a bunch of fucking stormtroopers is not gonna happen. Like, the
Right.
Empire is not known for hiring the best men.
Or hiring it all for most of it.
Right? Yeah, no, like...
I was hoping maybe they were given a guidebook, like the Cliff Notes version.
Fuck
of
no, they were not given a
information.
guidebook. The Empire was like, open the door in the temple. And they were like, what temple? And then the hologram shut off. That was it. Like... They did good to make it this far, man. Like, come on.
Eh,
I don't know if we should be here.
Oh, you absolutely should not be here.
This isn't the refinery. This is something bad. We should get out of here.
Show,
Uh-huh.
you hear the word power over your radio. No context, no emotion, just the word power.
Come on, guys, this isn't the time for jokes. Don't do that to me.
Do what?
Can't hear you, Cookie.
Don't do what?
Lynn is just gonna like upload the image files to study later.
I'm sorry, run that by me again? I completely spaced out.
Lynn is just gonna quickly upload the relevant image files of the
Oh,
markings.
totally. I mean, you could take the computer if you wanted to, like... to Space Age laptop.
As long as it's not too bulky, might as well. It can come in handy later.
I mean, it is currently, like, attached to a like, duraplastic, like, case, but that can be removed. It's just, you know, so that it doesn't get militarily fucked, right?
She'll just go ahead and grab that then.
Okay.
Come on, that's not funny. Don't be whispering things into my comm.
Who's whispering things?
I didn't do anything.
It's uploading files.
We should go. Probably more wizard stuff.
Probably.
So, show.
Uh-huh.
Everybody turns to go, and shows, like, the last one towards the exit, just because dramatic. And we hear the voice again, but it's overlaid with like the Forge Master's voice from the covert, and it says, "Through power, your chains are broken."
Through power, I gain victory. Through
I know
victory, my chains are broken.
Oh, okay. Then, there you go. Then this is through power I gain victory. That's what it says. Thank you for correcting me.
Through power, I gain victory.
There's a hum, and whoever looks back sees one of the circles on one side of the door is lit up red.
Show, what did you do?
Sho is standing like fist clenched, like an angry child, at her side, looking like down and forward.
Okay.
Are you okay?
As something's whispering into my head.
Is it the voice we heard before?
No.
It sounded like the armorer.
What was he saying?
Through power, I gain victory. I think that was part of a password to open that door.
I could imagine so. One of those circles is lit up now.
I apologize, Vader, but if anybody's going to be tempted by the dark side in this story, it's going to be Sho.
Yeah.
No. Clearly, it's the adorable like Slicer. That's who you tempted.
Clearly, it's the Rhodian who isn't here.
Yes!
Yeah, so she's actually the Sith Lord we're hiding. We don't know we're working for. I've cracked the case.
I don't know if there's any way for Sho to know the rest of that.
Oh, there is absolutely a way for Sho to know the rest of that. I just need to see what you guys do.
Doesn't sound like any Imperial slogan I've heard.
No, I think it has to do with whoever built this temple.
Make a discipline check, Sho.
Sounds militaristic, that's for sure.
Is it fair to say that Sho is, like, trying to figure this out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one success and a threat. I think the threat is you hear like static over your comms, and you hear, and this time you can make it out to be the voice from before. It says always two. But you're not like fully affected this time. Like you brace against it.
Always two?
To what?
Like symbols on door.
Maybe two people have to say the password?
Maybe it's only part of password.
Well, if any of you want to try saying it.
Our comps still work, right?
Yeah.
Arcos is like, wait, no, the ship. Actually, no, I don't think he'd know if they could like contact any information outside using the ship.
You could ask.
He'll suggest someone radioing her to ask her if she can run that phrase through anything.
Okay.
See if it's part of something else.
So who contacts Brooke?
I think Lynn would probably do it.
Okay. So Lynn,
Okay.
you get on your comm, and yeah, Brooke like picks up after it like very quickly. She's like, "Yeah,
Brooke, we need you to look up something for us. It might sound odd.
I think I can get the computers working. What is it?
There's a phrase we need to find out if it's part of something.
All right.
Through power, I gain victory.
the other half of the door lights up in that same spot, but this one lights up blue."
That tends to be how victory works in shows of strength. Do you think it's part of a larger whole?
I suspect so. It seems to be a key to something.
All right, give me a moment.
And yeah, the comm cuts off, and you see the two circles like press together into one circle, and then rotate 90 degrees, and there's a click. Shortly thereafter, Brooke comes back and says,
You're not going to believe this.
You actually found something.
Cultist propaganda.
Sounds like the perfect thing for a temple.
"I don't know it. Vader knows it, but you get the text displayed on your monitor, Lynn."
Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken.
There you go.
The Force shall free me.
You get that like appearing on your monitor, Lynn.
That's quite a bit of propaganda.
Well, do we want to try to open this thing?
Well, it seems like something wants us to open this thing. Was there a name to this cult, Brooke?
Not as such. But I did find a name to go with it.
Well, by all means.
Revan.
Raven. Purposefully mispronounced.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's a raven? Like a bird?
Apparently.
Sure, why not?
Any idea how old this is?
The cult?
Or the propaganda? Either one.
Records are slim, but it looks to go pretty far back. Like, pre-Clone Wars at least.
Kind of looks at the decor. Yeah, that certainly could be a possibility.
Well, I think we know what we have to do to open this. Two of us have to speak each part.
But do we want to open this? As you said, this isn't our primary mission.
While Lynn is making good points, Show, make a discipline check, please.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point and upgrade those.
All right.
Hang on. I hadn't
Oops.
upgraded it yet. Now do it. Okay, 1 fail and an advantage. So I think yeah, like the advantage is you realize that it's not you. But the fail is you hear your voice while Lynn is like, are we sure we want to do this? You just start saying the oath. And the rest of you watch as like the right half of the door slowly lights up red with each statement.
I didn't do that.
Well, you certainly seem to me.
That
Something really wants us to open this door. But why us and not the Empire?
Well, I could give you a good answer right now. We're here and they're not.
Fair.
Well, but it could be
very
done
true.
before.
Perhaps whatever's going on, they didn't hear it, see it. These big shrug.
Or maybe
I don't
maybe
understand
we're just
wizardry.
special.
Perhaps maybe
You
someone.
really like that word, Show. You really like special. You are special. You're important. Just when Kuga says maybe we're special, like you really like that word. Like, yeah, we are special.
well, of course we're special.
Lynn kind of looks at
Anyways, we've got it more than halfway open now. Why not just keep going?
I see no sense in leaving a job half finished.
Lynn gets her blaster out and secures the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of you all need to say the whole thing.
Sure, fuck it, why not? And Kuga will say it.
The door goes completely dark. All the glows go away, and the circle separates again.
What the fuck? I didn't do it?
Well,
Maybe it has
Head
to
up.
be the same two people.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's up to us then.
Yeah. Show will repeat it again.
Okay, the right side lights up red.
Then takes a deep breath and recites it.
The left side lights up blue. The circles come together. The red overtakes the blue on each of them, and then the circles turn like 90 degrees. Click. There's a deep like pressure change in the air as the doors separate and open. Like some like mist rolls out a little bit. Arcos, Lynn, and Kuga, you all see what is effectively a coat closet. It is just a small room about the size of a closet. There's a stone plinth that rises about 4 feet off the ground. Setting on it are 2 items. One is it's a crystal of some description. It's got little like tines coming off the base. Excuse me. It's like got a little like bulb of crystal at the top. It is it looks to be like pale blue, but it looks like somebody took a red Sharpie to it and there's just like squiggles of red in it. It's about the size of like a coin, not that big. And then behind that there's a gold 3-dimensional pyramid with like red like panes of glass, like spiderwebbed through it, just sitting on this plinth. Sho, you see a staircase leading down.
Right. This is what that door was hiding?
Well,
The records did say it was defense 2, so they expected more layers to enter the temple proper. Maybe this is another key.
what? Are you guys even seeing what I'm seeing? All I see is a staircase.
So you don't see the golden pyramid and the weird-looking coin?
No, this is getting weirder and weirder.
What's your idea?
How come you guys don't see this staircase?
Because we're not hallucinating and hearing voices?
Are you sure you haven't taken up to Deathstick show?
That's not funny.
What? It's a legitimate question. You're hearing voices that none of us are. You're seeing things that none of us are. Either some freaky wizard shit is going down, or you're on drugs. Or both. Oh god, I hate to say it's both.
I'm not on death sticks.
Wizard shit, then.
One thought comes to your mind, Sho.
Uh-huh.
This room that you're standing in is old. The door is new, but the room that you're standing in is old. Very old. And this is the place that made Mandalore the Preserver.
You see, Vader knows that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I'll straight up tell you that's bullshit. When I say place, I don't mean this room is what made Mandalore the Preserver. I mean the planet. the kooky Sith magic is not that direct.
Yeah.
Sure, Beskar Refinery is setting up a covert. That's all well and good, but what if there was something the Empire wanted here because it could beat the Republic?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, yeah, that's going through her head. At the same time, there's obviously wizard shit going on.
Right, but do you care? Do you care if it's wizard shit if it means Mandalore rises? Like, do you care? And I'm willing to leave this up to the dice if you are, but I think the presence goes too far and says you could be the Mandalore. Like, and that could either take Sho or snap her out of it.
That's overstepping. I feel like that's gonna...
You want to leave it to the dice? I think it would be funny.
Okay.
Okay, so you think that's overstepping, so I'm gonna straight up give you a yellow die. Just boom. I'm gonna give the presence 3 red. And let's talk assistance, let's talk destiny points. I am straight up upgrading this check.
Uh-huh.
Where are we at?
I'm gonna spend a destiny point too.
All right. Give you an upgrade. Can anybody think of any ways to assist Show?
With hearing the voices inside her head? Probably not.
Dealing with the voices inside her head.
I think it are we getting any indication of
Not-
what she's
Not yet.
responding to? Is she
Not
saying
yet.
anything? Oh.
It will be noticeable after this check, I will say.
I think what might be going through Lynn's head is, they're saying, okay, we're going to do the side quest, and she's thinking, here's this code that we used to open the door. Well, there's the other code that we had to follow too, was the Mandalorian creed. So she might start reciting that.
Oh, okay. Like
to encourage, hey, she sees that
I'll give you.
shows in distress.
I'll give another green for that. Absolutely. Make a cool check, Vader.
Okay.
Let's see who prevails, light side or dark side. Dark side. Okay, so maybe like the voice, the insidious like Darth Revan voice is like, you could be that Mandalore, and Show's like, no, of course not, and then you fully believe that Bo-Katan is down those stairs.
Fuck.
No, not me. It's obviously Bo. Wait, why am I up here? She's waiting for me. Like,
God damn.
that was a damn good assist from Squeaky, though. Props.
Oh boy. Yep, I think she starts heading towards the stairs.
Okay, yeah. So, literally, like, Show cannot hear anybody object, goes to the stairs, and the doors just close behind her.
Got a bad feeling about this.
We'll catch up with Show in a minute. What do the rest of you do?
Well, that certainly happened.
Wow, such concern.
Such concern, much fear. Wow.
Well, that's an understatement. Half of our key is on the other side of the door now.
No, not half of our key is on the other side of the door. Fucking Show is on the other side of that door.
There you go, Kuga.
Well, yes, I figured it.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah, state the
objectifying me.
obvious.
So what are you three doing? Are you trying to get the door open? Like, I feel like I heard Joe inhale. I feel like Arcos is just like, if you two are done, like.
I am not above blowing this door up.
Well, the Empire tried striking it down. Let's see if the great Argos can do anything better.
The Great Empire didn't even get this far, so we've got that going for us.
Very true. Alright, Argos, do your magic.
Okay, so Arcos, to give you a little bit of background, there's two, like, Victor Frankenstein pylons set up against either side of this door, one on each side, with big wires leading back to the terminal that Lynn was working at. You have the generators, you have anything you brought with you. It's a stone door. How hard could it be?
Yeah, it's pretty good thought process.
Okay.
So he's going to take one of his 6 frag grenades out.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's going to tell them to get out of there. And what he's going to do is throw it at so it'll land right in front of the door and get back himself.
Okay. So you throw it. What roll is that? Is that demolitions?
That's ranged light.
Ranged light. Okay. So I'm gonna put 3 purples on this. I'm gonna upgrade it once for Destiny Point. I'm gonna put a setback on it because you're a little bit concerned about show, and then you can roll it.
Okay, ranged light.
Okay, a success. Excuse me. And 3 threat. So let's talk about the more interesting of those first, which is the threat. What does 3 threat look like? I think what 3 threat looks like is you just threw a grenade at Jedi shit. So it reverberates, like the explosion shockwave reverberates through the force and like knocks you down or something, like an unnatural pushback, shoves Arcos down and away, right?
Out there, you visibly see him get shoved 2
Yes.
feet back from it,
Yes.
like he was absolutely not expecting that, given
So-
how far away he was.
So you get what you want, but before the smoke clears and you can see the hole that you made, we cut over to Show. Show, from your perspective, you are walking down into this pit, this basement. Right? It goes under the floor, just neatly cut stone steps, and at some point you don't notice it. You're descending the stairs of an Imperial Star Destroyer. So we see you come out on the Imperial walkway. Is Sho wearing a different outfit?
That's an interesting question.
Right? In this dark side fantasy, is Sho wearing a different outfit?
Maybe she's wearing the preserver armor.
Okay, totally.
Yeah.
Wearing the preserver armor. Maybe you've got the pin on your cloak is the Imperial symbol, right? And you're walking through, and the various Imperial employees in the hallway are saluting as you march through. You know the Emperor is dead, but he left a lot of toys throughout the galaxy, and we start to see slowly but surely it's not a proper Imperial Star Destroyer. It's a little bit different. The uniforms are a little bit different, the people are a little bit different, and as you walk through the corridors, it changes from the Imperial shit that we know to the Mandalorian Empire. So we see some stormtroopers march past, but they're wearing Mando armor. We see an Imperial officer walk by, but he's dressed like a Mandalorian noble. You can see the influence in his uniform, right? And yeah, you walk out under the bridge, and what do we see? Is Sho in charge of this ship, or are you reporting to someone?
I think Sho is in charge, yeah.
Okay. So we see Sho like walk out onto the bridge. Everybody like stands up from their stations. Who is your enemy? Who are you going to fight? Is it the Republic?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think like the first thing we hear is like enemy corvette sighted, and Sho says like battle stations, and like the lights turn red, and we see you like punch out of hyperspace, chasing this New Republic ship, and we see like from Sho's perspective the outside of the Star Destroyer. It's not the clean white of the Empire. It's like it's got the markings of a Mandalorian warship on it. It's got the like very specific painting sigils that Mandos mark their stuff with it to tell specific things. This feels right.
Uh-huh.
And I think we see like one of the Imperial Mandalorian like mooks say something to the effect of like they're already charging their hyperspace thrusters, and like you tell me what Sho says, but the effect is not this time they're not, and she holds her hand out, and we hear that like warbling tone that was in your ears before. Do you want to take that scene?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had something, then I lost it.
Like the point is like Sho with Sith powers is winning this battle for the Mandalorian Empire, right? Like would go ahead.
I think I'm pretty sure this thing would be equipped with like a mass shadow tractor beam.
Totally.
Yeah, so she probably says something along the lines of capture them in the mass shadow.
Well, no, cool.
Or
the point is like, so yeah, capture them in the mass shadow. They're like, we need time to charge it up. They're gonna jump ahead of time, and then Sho is like, no, they're not, and like force grabs them. Like that's the point. Like
not well. No, they won't.
And yeah, we see Sho like hold her like Mando gauntlet out. We don't see anything directly, but like we hear the like warbling tone that Sho heard before. We see her body tense. We see the thrusters of the Corvette fire. It doesn't go anywhere. And then like you hear like the chatter around you like gradually fades out, and then we see Sho like doing that, standing in a stone. You finished Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
You know that room where Cal got the visions of those giant people?
You mean the bunker?
Not the bunker, the Force Vision room with the big stone walkway.
Oh, you mean the temple on Korriban?
Yes, I mean the temple on Korriban.
Okay.
And like we see Sho standing there making the same gesture, and there's just a rock floating in front of her, and we see a figure in black robe standing behind her, and you just hear good, and then there's an explosion. Your vision fills with smoke. The rest of you, like as the smoke clears, you see the wall come shattering down. You see Sho holding, like sitting like Lotus on the plinth behind the door, holding the crystal like in her fist and balancing the pyramid on her knees and just like concentrating. And yeah, the explosion like snapped you out of it, Sho.
What was that? I think she, like, drops the crystal and I'm assuming that's a holocron.
Yes.
Yeah. Drops both of them, backs out of the room.
It felt real good.
Yeah.
Like, okay, shake off the holocron, big dramatic thing, but I wonder if she Bilbos the crystal and doesn't even realize it. Right?
Probably.
So yeah, we see her like get up, throw the holocron away, but like just without even thinking, like slips the crystal into her belt. And then yeah, like what was that? Like freaks out.
Hear more voices again. Are you okay?
Some sort of crazy vision. We should get out of here. There's nothing else here.
To agree.
Okay. Leave it to the Mandalorian to leave the holocron, which is fine. So you guys want to leave the room, go back out into the jungle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys head back out into the jungle, and immediately, all of your headsets like static and click on, and you hear Brooke say,
There you are. I got the radio working.
Oh, good.
Sorry, I know it took a day or so.
It took what?
Anything interesting while I've been dark?
There's. Wait. We just talked to you on the radio. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Gave you information to check on the computer.
I've been trying to get the bloody ship out of the tree all night.
I thought you already got the ship out.
No?
We felt the shake of the ship hitting the ground.
I only got my vision back this morning.
What time of day is it relative to when we went in?
looks like the same time. So like early afternoon.
Got the radio working and none of your signals were available. And then just now came on, I decided to give you a call.
Oh.
No, Show wasn't the only
More,
one hearing voices.
more wizard shit.
Yeah. You got the computers working again, Brooke.
I mean, they might have been damaged in the fall, but I can check. Give me a moment.
It's much slower than it was the time that exists in your memory.
Got a signal, yes, but extranet access is spotty. Why?
I need you to try and get us information on something.
Alright, get comfortable. There's some kind of interference. What is it?
Something or someone, I'm not quite sure, called Raven.
Raven? Never heard that name before. Just a moment.
You hear her like
Think
tapping at buttons. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that whatever we heard inside there said Revan.
No results for Raven, nothing. There's a star, Yavin. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Does Does Lynn still have the
Other,
terminal?
Yeah,
other
if,
time?
if you took the laptop, yeah, you still got it.
Yeah, I think Lynn's going to feed Brooke the creed. Say, take a look at this.
That. No, you do not have that.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought you meant the Imperial laptop.
yeah. Have the creed? No, it didn't have the creed on it. Did
No,
it?
that was in your helmet.
Wait, is our helmet information still accessible?
No. I mean,
We
yes.
don't have a record of that.
Yes, the helmet information is still accessible. You do not have a record of that. No.
Are the telemetry scanners working?
40%?
It's better than nothing.
I'm reading massive seismic vibrations. Very far down, but near your position. And also, you're not going to believe this.
There's metal everywhere.
Yes, not what I was going to say though. I've got a search function running on the other screen here, and these readings are indicative of a sarlacc, if you can believe that.
Oh, yes. I can definitely believe it.
Wait,
That's
what? You might want to check your gear, Mandalorians.
For
Okay.
what?
Your chronometers are 10 hours out of date.
Strange.
Did you take a
Or a
fall?
wizard
All
check?
of you?
No, we went inside the entrance to a temple, but
You're all slow by 10 hours. Not sure why. Health looks good, though. Though, wait.
Tap, 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 tap.
Show, are you alright? Your heart rate is double the others.
I didn't notice it.
Health looks good otherwise. Just looks like you've been excited or something.
Anyways. Do you think it's the Sarlacc itself causing that seismic activity?
Hard to say. I would need a visual. I can't exactly fly over and take a look. You're nearby. Do you see anything that might be a Sarlacc pit?
Oh, yes.
giant hole in the ground, a tentacle came up to take some vegetation from the jungle.
That would be
It
it,
might
yes. My recommendation would be take a look carefully.
Yes, as careful
Maybe
as we
have
can be
Arcos
at
go
the top.
first. But since you mentioned it, yes, there's metal everywhere. And most of it's Beskar. Well, 60%.
Interesting.
The Beskar gold mine, and anywhere I turn the scanners.
Well, we know there's certainly Beskar, and we just need a way to refine it.
You'd think they wouldn't have left so much if they'd been operating for a significant time.
Maybe there's just that much here?
Perhaps.
Could be.
I'm reading much less Beskar in your area. Though around
Well,
me, there's... well... to say tons is an understatement. What was that about a temple?
We
Seem-
found a hole in a mountain, for lack of a better term.
What? Where?
At our current position, north of the ship.
No, I've got a lock on you. There's no mountain there.
There's a mountain.
No.
You're looking right at it. Like,
It's
It's certainly a mountain.
I've got nothing but flat jungle on my scanners, Kuga.
Is there any way to feed a visual feed from the helmet cam to the ship?
probably.
They're gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
Here's the visual.
You hear like a surprise noise from Brooke.
All right, I believe you. The scanners are broken, Kuga.
It might have happened when the ship fell.
or this place is protected from scanners.
What?
Protected from quite a bit.
Or something can manipulate the scanners just like it manipulated us. Maybe there is no Beskar. That's just what it wants us to think.
There's definitely Beskar.
And there's definitely not a mountain, according to your scanners.
Fair. What could do something like that? You're talking like magic.
Well, how did you go blind, Brooke?
I hit my head? Right?
Probably.
Kuga, if you know something I don't...
You remember when we opened up the door and the mist started pouring in?
Yes? And then I hit my head.
Well, after you hit your head, there was a robed figure that we all saw.
I'm checking your hydration... What? Says you're fine. What are you talking about?
I'm sure the others could tell you clear as day. There was a hooded figure surrounded in the black mist, and... well,
Show
someone.
tried to shoot it.
Someone, we're not gonna say
The-
names, sure.
The statue in your visor, like from the perspective of your visor, Lynn, the statue outlines in like an aura, and Brooke says,
Did he look like that?
Maybe?
a little.
Kind of. He had the same kind of robes, but I don't know that it was quite the same figure.
Let me just... Oh, no, that's not even sporting.
What?
I was going to take a still from Lynn's feed and cross-reference it, but when I save the file, it's just trees. This is ridiculous.
Just hear over the comms. I hate wizards.
Well,
That's
I'm sure whatever it is, the 4 Mandalorians can handle it. So about that Sarlacc.
Yeah, guess we'll go figure it out.
Is that such a good idea? I mean, it's a sarlacc.
As long as we don't try to go inside of it, we should be fine.
Does your ship have, like, proton torpedoes or anything, Cookie?
It's got the laser cannon.
Okay, so no. No, like, big fuck-off explosives.
No.
I was gonna say Brooke could, like, dial in a smart bomb on, like, a marker if you put it in, but if you don't have it, you don't have it.
We don't have a smart bomb. We do have a crate of thermal detonators about the cargo hold.
Yes. However, those do not have a guidance system.
It's true.
But do you need one when you drop it right into the hole?
Yes, because the ship can't fly!
And I will throw the box.
I mean, do you have the box with you?
We will go get the box.
I mean, fair.
We can.
Arcos will yeet it into that hole so fast.
I mean, that would deal with the Sarlacc, that's for sure.
Sarlacc something we have to deal with? I mean, right now? Sure, if we plan to continue operations here, certainly, but...
If there's only a small amount of Beskar here, I don't think this is where we need to be. And honestly, if we don't have to deal with the Sarlacc, I'd rather not.
I too would rather keep my supplies.
That's the weird thing, if you don't mind. The reason that I mentioned that there's not a lot of Beskar around you is because it's strange. In the range of my senses in every other direction, the jungle is a massive junkyard with a great deal of Beskar in it, except around you. Like it's been removed.
Oh boy.
Do you see tire tracks or anything around you? A road, maybe?
Yes, actually.
Well, wouldn't it make sense that they would start clearing around them first?
How did they have so much Beskar in the first place?
You're the Mandalorian, I thought you knew. Isn't Beskar, like, your thing?
Also usually very rare. But we're assuming that the mining removed it. What if it wasn't here to begin with? What if that's the reason the temple was built here?
I think this temple's a lot older than an Imperial Beskar refinery.
But do you see any signs of a refinery? We see tracks, we see Imperial signs around the temple, but I see no indication of a refinery anywhere near here. Unless it's being hidden from our minds. Just like we didn't see a staircase.
I don't want to think about all this ridiculous mind manipulation anymore.
It's fair. There's still that big hole in the ground. I mean, yes, it has a Sarlacc in it, but how fast are Sarlaccs, really?
Probably not that hard. Not that fast, but fast enough.
Well, can we get a scan into the hole to see if there's anything down there besides the Sarlacc?
Yes, but you have to, like, you have to get to the edge of the hole first.
Oh,
There's
boy.
like a football field between the temple and the pit.
All right.
Or probably more like a football stadium.
Guess we'll take a look.
Mm. So you guys head over to the pit and you look down, and it's just crosshatch stone walkways that connect buildings, or building faces at least, set into this cylindrical tunnel going down. It's a ruin. It's very obviously a ruin, and it descends like, well, frankly, it descends as far as you can see, and you can see like a good ways down just the maw of a Sarlacc and the tentacles just like at rest.
Is the construction of the ruins similar in style or structure to the temple?
In the sense that they're both made of stone. Anybody who wants to, just let me know who it is, can make a perception check. Just 2 purples. That's all it's gonna be. Who's got the best perception among you? Let me rephrase that. Who's got the best perception among you of the people who are looking into the pit?
I've got 2 yellow and green.
I've got a yellow and a green.
I have a yellow and a green.
Yeah, same here, yellow and green. So it
So,
sounds like it's a win.
Squeaky.
All set.
Yep. For advantage. Okay, so you don't notice what you want to notice, but you do see reinforcement to some of the walkways that is much newer than the stone walkways themselves. You see Durasteel construction in like parts of these ruins.
Well, it looks like the Empire went down there for something too, because there's
Who's
reinforcement.
crazy enough to do
The
construction
Empire.
in a Sarlacc pit?
Well, the Empire for one.
Could I use my crazy translation sense? No. But, could I argue to use vigilance to look instead of perception? Because it's noticing something when you're not specifically looking for it. So if I'm looking for the Sarlacc, it'd make it easier for me to notice other things with vigilance.
Were you looking for the Sarlacc? I thought you were looking for the refinery.
You're just looking down the hole because he knows that, there was a giant tentacle down there. He's more worried about the giant what if down there.
I tell you what, I will give you 1 red and 1 purple, and I will let you roll vigilance.
Okay.
Okay. So, 1 success and a threat. So noticing something that you're not specifically looking for, you see something about the shape of the Sarlacc gets to you. It is... You know how if you put a pancake, bear with me for a second, like, in a receptacle that is not a flat surface, it'll, like, bend around it?
Mm-hmm.
The top of the Sarlacc is doing that with the crevice. Like, it's curled up at the edges slightly. And I think the threat is... It's a long way down, and the stone that you're standing on is not super solid. You don't fall, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, you all become aware of, like... Huh...
You see that shaky leg where like he's leaning in, starts to notice it, and then that like a little wobble, like oh, so like he plants himself back down.
Yep. Good use of vigilance.
Looks like it didn't start down there. Can you move Sarlaccs?
Not easily.
They can be transferred as babies.
Arcos Nut looks strange, like not natural. Might have been placed there like guard dog.
Well, the door was referred to by the Imperials as Defense 2. Maybe that's Defense 1?
Good possibility.
Or perhaps there was another door they replaced with a Durasteel.
Also that.
Hell, we don't even know if everything inside there was real.
At this point, we don't know if the Sarlacc is real.
So let me just make an attack for the Sarlacc, and no, you're good. Excuse me.
Well, if it was put there in a way that whoever wanted to could get around it. So we just have to find the key again.
Excellent. Sounds easy.
There is, because some of you did get high enough on your perceptions or vigilances, there is a Durasteel, like, hatch, like, I don't know, 10 feet away from the opening of the thing. It's, like, grown over. It's hard to see, but I think Arcos noticed it. There's just a little, like shutter style hatch, like a camera shutter, just like set into the ground nearby.
Well, I mean, there always is the tried and true method of distracting a guard animal.
I'd rather it not draw its attention to us if we can avoid it.
So far, it doesn't seem to have noticed you.
You feed it. And while the animal is busy eating, you slip on through.
It seems right now, as long as we don't piss this thing off, it's not gonna give two shits about us.
But if it was put there to guard at a certain point, its guard instinct will kick in.
I don't think Sarlaccs are smart enough to have a guard instinct.
Well,
It's God instinct, or
They're
it's
basically
food
fungus.
instinct.
whatever triggers it. It was set there for a reason. Apparently.
Is Arcos going to mention the hatch at all?
Yeah, he'll tell them where he saw it and everything.
That seems like a decent entrance. Better than going straight down the pit.
Would like to avoid being eaten.
I think we all share that sentiment.
Especially me. The irony would not be lost.
It's shit like that that makes me so happy that you're playing Decisive Action. That being said, as a secondary point, fuck you!
He's a big hungry lizard. Eating Wookiees repeatedly because they don't like each other. That's fine. You know, it's normal.
Sorry, go on.
Then I suppose to the hatch.
Yeah, rip the, pull the hatch aside, and yeah, it's just like a shutter, like iris hatch. I think we get the shot of, from beneath the shutter opening, and we see the Mando standing over it with a ladder leading down into darkness.
Well, meat shields first.
Age before beauty. He's clearly referring to himself as the most attractive one there.
Mm.
Sees no one moving for like 10 seconds. Fine.
Put the rotary cannon on your back. So, like, you have a slight amount of difficulty fitting into this tube because you are a big lad with a big gun. You just down the ladder you go. You're in this, like, airlock, so to say, and you hit a button and the door opens, and on the other side of that door is one of those wooden walkways leading across the chasm to another, like, you could see, like, another Durasteel doorway on the far side.
He'll point it out, like he's kind of like lifts his one arm up because of how much space he's taking up. It's probably blocking a lot of things. So he'll lift it up so they can see the door while he's making his way there.
You have to walk across the pit. Is that your play?
Yeah.
Are the rest of you going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get the shot of you guys, like, carefully walking across the pit. We see one of those, like, glass, like, dream catcher looking things, like, hanging from it. You get to their side, and it's more of the same of this for level after level after level. You just, like, walkway, door, and sometimes it's a ramp, sometimes it's the stairs. You know, like, just a slow going down through this until you get about halfway down. The sun is directly overhead, and you come to a walkway that is broken. So we get, like, the Mando standing in a line on one side of the walkway. There's, like, a 20-foot gap, and then there's the other side.
Are there any usable, like, points to grapple
I
to
mean,
swing across?
several. You're in a cylinder. There's absolutely points to grapple. There's, like, walkways above your head and everything.
Huh. Well, I suppose we should grapple across.
Okay. Do you all have grapples?
Nope.
Show does.
Okay.
I figured it was a really good idea.
It is a really good idea. So Show just, like, pew! You notice, Show, when you look up to set the grapple, there's, like, the not the hook itself, but the thing that the hook on a crane connects to, that, like, pulley bolt thing.
Uh-huh.
There's one of those, like, like, you look up and it's, like, almost at the top of the pit. You couldn't really see it looking down, but looking up you can see it, and it's, like, directly over the gap, and you're like, oh, they probably broke this to, like, get the crane up and down. Okay. But you could grapple into it easily, or something closer. Either is fine.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lynn does have climbing gear, so that's got
It's probably got a
coil
grapple in it.
rope, and yeah, it's got a hook, and yeah, so
This is Star Wars. You have a grapple. Like, so yeah, you fire the grapple, you swing across, you land on the other side. No problem, Show. That being said, you land a little, like, land your body weight on this bridge, so some dust falls, like little bit of rubble falls, and yeah, you guys hear just this deep sonorous, like, sounds like a reefback from Subnautica, just this noise.
Uh-huh. God, the reefbacks have no right to be as scary as they are when you first hear them.
Fucking greed. So, with that, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Sarlacc is
boy.
awake. 3 of you need to get across this gap, and you're not all the way down. Threat means the Sarlacc will move near you. Fails means the Sarlacc will attack you. What is the play?
Well,
Show grappled across. The other 3 of you need to get across this, or down, or back up. Those are also options.
Does anyone else have grappling gear? I have some.
no.
I could try to make a bridge across.
Point your gun downward and just overheat the rotary cannon, Arcos.
Like he's immediately, as soon as he heard that, he's been tempted to just like, alright, this sucks, I'm just gonna shoot it for a while.
I mean, if you want to, we can talk.
Is there a walkway above them? Like, because they came down it, right?
There are walkways spidering above you and walkways spidering below you, yes.
We should probably go up and around, or over then down. Easier to drop than jump.
True. But it might not hold you.
Also true, but that is a risk this grapple-less Transdotion is willing to take.
Fair. Fair.
And that's assuming that it still can't reach that high.
Well, given the tentacle came out of the hole and into the jungle.
Yep.
I think we don't need to worry about it reaching us from too high or too low.
Just don't let it reach you.
Exactly.
Okay, bye.
So you turn around, make your way back up to the previous walkway, walk over to above show, and you're just going to jump off?
Yeah, they were like,
Fuck
we're just gonna
yes.
make sure that he's where that section is stable, knowing how big he is, and then drop down onto it.
Okay.
That shows backing up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I'm assuming show's not going to get hit by this. Excuse me.
Catch me! No.
So I'm gonna put 2 purple and a red on this at base. I don't even know what check this would be. If you've got one to throw at me, feel free.
Maybe athletics.
Yeah, athletics sounds good.
And I will use a destiny point to.
You gonna use a destiny point? All right.
Myself.
Cool.
Because if not, I'm going to drop like a swamp down this hole, and it's gonna be game over real fast.
It's gonna be hilarious. However, I'm gonna put a couple of setbacks on this, and I'm gonna talk through each one. I'm gonna put 1 setback on it because it's a very narrow landing. I'm gonna put another setback on this because it's like the thing that you're landing on is very old. And like there's also the fun of the Sarlacc, but that's not gonna be a setback unto itself as of yet. But if you want to make that check, feel free.
There's an argument to be made for coordination instead of athletics.
If it's higher for you, yeah, totally.
My athletics is 3 green, 1 yellow.
Okay, good luck.
I was like, wait, where's coordination? Okay, let's see.
Ooh, okay. So you got a triumph, which means you get what you want in the best way possible. You create an advantage, but there are 2 failures there, sir.
Oh, it is going to be with show out of the way. He slams down so hard with how heavy he is that it is absolutely going to get the attention of the Sarlacc.
Yeah. So I think what happens is like we see the reflection of the armorer like hammering at an anvil when you jump and you like catch air and you land, like strike your heroic Mando pose with your rotary cannon, like stand there in the sunlight looking like a badass, and then whoof, a tentacle lands on either side of you.
You might want to use that advantage you generated.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
I think you can put a setback die on its attack.
Yeah, that's why I'm definitely going to be like, oh no, because he landed at least ready for it.
Any chance anybody knows the Sarlacc's like stats for rolling an attack?
Yeah, no idea.
There's no Sarlacc in the official
Cool.
rules.
Okay, so it's a big fuck off monster. I'm gonna give it 2 yellows, and a green. I think that's reasonable for its attack. I'm gonna put 2 difficulty on this base. What's your armor?
Let's see. Just the padded armor.
Okay.
Which is just soak, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
2 soak.
Just soak. Okay. I will put an upgrade on its difficulty from your advantage. I'm also going to put a couple of black die on it because, like, it can't really tell where you are. It's kind of grasping vaguely at you, as well as it's not super hungry. But I am going to put a boost die on it because it threw up 2 tentacles. So let's see what we've got. Oh. That is a success, a threat, and 2 triumphs. Why in the fuck did I roll that for the Sarlacc?
Look, it's the same thing like the Dark Trooper. I got bullied immediately by it.
That is the best roll of this entire Open Dice Night event, and it's for a fucking Sarlacc. I'm annoyed. So
I'm pulling up a critical injury table.
Sorry? Yeah. I mean, frankly, don't bother, because what's going to happen is, like, you land like a badass with your rotary cannon, and then this thing just wraps around your feet and just pulls you down. Are you just laying on the rotary cannon? Okay.
Just trying to, like, get it off of.
Are you aiming at the tentacle, or are you aiming at the boy?
Well, at this point, it's just how big is the tentacle to grab him like that?
Oh, it's much bigger than you. Like, it's a kraken tentacle. Like,
it'd probably be good to shoot at that rather than him, because
I mean,
if you can at least annoy the tentacle, it'll let go. If you shoot at him and it doesn't
right,
bother
but
him,
you're
I'm dead anyway.
you're currently held up by the tentacle. It just pulled you off the bridge. So if you blow the tentacle, you're just gonna free fall.
Also true. If I shoot him, he might throw me somewhere.
I mean, that might be. I got 2 triumphs, man. Like, there's no good way out of this. Like,
I guess he'd just shoot at the body, like, just to try and get
okay,
it to
fucking
let him go without just dropping him.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put 1 purple on this. That's all I'm gonna do. Just make your rotary cannon attack. I just want to see. Okay, good. 2 advantage. Would anyone like to spring into action and save Arcos before he gets digested over 1,000 years?
I mean, I have an idea.
Yes, good. What's up? Shoot the grenades on Arcos's belt. That's a great idea. Let's do that.
I was thinking, get the grapple to him.
Grapple to the tentacle?
No, just get the grapple to Arcos.
Okay.
Like, get him secure on it and then shoot the tentacle.
How are you good? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like grapple, like, to the back of Arcos's, like, backpack. Like, shoot the grapple there, and then, like, blow up the tentacle so that Arcos is then free-falling from the grapple instead of just free-falling?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Sarlaccs are not super fast, so I think this is a coordination check. I'll put 2 purples on it just because it is a little bit tricky, but that's all I'm gonna do. I'll give you a boost because Arcos is a big target, and I want you to succeed on this.
I'm gonna spend a destiny point as well.
Good plan. Oh, sorry. I said that the wrong way like a dingus. There goes boop, and then I'll give you an upgrade, and you can roll those dice. Nice! Okay. Oh, that's coercion.
Whoops.
It's
Okay.
only taken. It's fine.
Don't worry, it's still ooh. 3 advantage though. Oh wait. You should have 2 more blue dice on that because of Arcos' check.
Okay.
Roll that again. Okay. All right.
Would you like an advantage with your advantage?
So the good news is you generated 7 advantage, but you got to fail. So I think you fire the grapple. I think this is funnier. You fire the grapple, and it sticks to Arcos' backpack, and you're just like, yeah, and then over you go. So you free fall. Arcos is being pulled down. You fall faster. Now you're hanging below Arcos as the thing goes down. So Lynn and Kuga, what are you doing? One of you has 7 advantage if you want it.
I got a whole lot of nothing in this situation. Lynn has a grapple hook, so do we want to try that trick again?
Oh god, you're gonna stretch Armstrong Arcos over this chasm.
I could Tarzan over the gap and grab. No, because he's gonna be too heavy.
You could grab Show.
No, they're both already.
Show lower.
Yeah, no, like, to be clear, there is no catching them and keeping them from falling. There was, Show was like, grapple, I got him, and then just like a little kid with a big fish. Yoink!
And Arcos is still in the tentacle.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, son of a...
What's up?
I could have braced and made it easier to avoid.
Yes, you could have!
Whoops.
Would anyone like to use 7 advantage? Like, I mean, frankly, like, 7 advantage can be spent for a lot. Like, you don't have to just put it in blue dice. Like...
Yeah, I'm just thinking of options.
Like, okay, options. 3 advantage. There is a well-placed platform below Show. Show stands on it and gets her feet while still grappled to Arcos. 3 advantage. 5 advantage. Show, like, the cable, like, the cable that Show is hanging from gets caught, and Show can counterweight and potentially roll against the Sarlacc tentacle, which would stretch Armstrong Arcos, but might get him out of it.
You can take it, it's fine.
5 advantage, one-handed rifle shot for Show. Smile, you son of a bitch, blow the whole thing up. 7...
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
There is that conveniently placed Imperial crane that's all the way up there.
Correct.
What if that control panel is down here?
I think that's worth 4 advantage. Like, you passed it in the corridor to the busted walkway.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's interesting. We should figure out what that is. And maybe we get the flashback of Lynn being like, oh, it's for a crane. Did we see a crane? No, we didn't see a crane. I wonder where that is. And then, yeah, like, okay, so 4 advantage, like, we see, like, that flashback. And then Kuka, like, turns around and runs back inside.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your plan, Kuga?
The plan is to get that crane down there as close as you can to the other 2.
The Sarlacc is
Claw game.
the Sarlacc is descending faster than the arm of the crane.
Shit.
But they're not gonna die immediately because Sarlaccs are really poorly digestive creatures.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna stick on the crane plan.
Okay, so you're gonna bring the crane up. Make a computers check. Give me a second. Do you want any boost for this? You have 3 left.
If nobody minds, I'll take those.
Do it. Unless we wanted to use the rest of the boost to slow down the.
You could do both. Oh yeah, that's true. You could spend some advantage to like have the Sarlacc tentacle get caught.
Yeah, I think we'll spend the
2.
the rest of that the 2 of those advantages to say that the
Okay. Do you want
the
to
tentacle
do you want to spend a destiny point?
to do what?
To give you an
boost the
upgrade.
thing, or yes, I was planning on doing that.
All right. I'm gonna spend 1 right back to put 2 upgrades on this check.
Okay.
Go ahead and make that computer check. Nice. Okay. So yeah, we like hear the music swell. Kuga runs back inside, hits the console, starts hitting things. The Imperial facility, like goes to life. The crane like descends. Like I think you just drop the hook, right? It just free falls, and then you tension it, and it like swings and like catches the tentacle of the Sarlacc, and so now it's you. Like it's not tensioning on Kuga or on Arcos. It's tensioning on the tentacle. So you're like pull like fighting the fish, right? You're pulling it up, and it's pulling
I'm playing
down.
a game of tug of war with the Sarlacc pit.
Exactly. Also, because you got a crit, I will say that you activated the Imperial facility.
Oh, good.
What that means, you would have to take some time to check. Lynn, what are you doing?
I'm watching the ancient Mandalorian crane technique unfold.
all right. So what I'm hearing is I pass my turn.
No, I think if the crane is tensioning the Sarlacc tentacle, and I think they're closer to the other side of the bridge, right?
They're closer to the Sarlacc. They went down like 5 levels.
Okay, so So there's nothing on either side of them then. They're just dangling over the pit.
No, there is. There's walkways all around. Like the walkways like spider all the way down this thing. There's also doorways and ruins that are not directly connected to the imperially reinforced walkways all around them. There's the wind chimes and the dreamcatcher looking devices. There's stuff around them. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
Well, I was just wondering if I should get close. I'm debating if I should like grapple myself to get closer to them so I can help secure them, or if you say, how big are these chimes and that sort of thing dangling?
Pretty big. Like the chime, like a single chime on the set of chimes is a metal tube bigger than you. They're pretty big.
Wondering if there's something I could do with these metal tubes. If there's a metal tube close enough, I could either give them a way to reach a walkway once they were freed of the tentacle, or just try to smack the tentacle with a tube.
They're like 50 feet below you.
Oh, they're below, not above.
Yes. Well, no, they are below. Are you saying you want to drop a rod on them?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to hit the tentacle without also hitting them, so that's probably not a good idea.
I mean, there is the bigger target even further below.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea because these are pretty big pipes. So it's gonna do more than just a laser blaster.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I might.
Tungsten rods from orbit comes to mind.
Yeah, I think I might look for one of those rods that's hanging above the Sarlacc and see if I can't blast it loose and drop it on the thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna call this a ranged light attack against the Sarlacc. You don't have to roll to hit the wind chimes because they're big, obvious targets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do, let's say, 3 purples and 2 reds, because these boys are beefy. I think that's reasonable. And bear with me on this. And then I'm gonna give you a massive bonus. I'm gonna give you 5 yellows. You want to spend any points?
I think I'll spend the destiny point. Read the check.
Alright. I will also spend 1. So go ahead and make your blaster attack. This will be a massively upgraded blaster hit. Okay. So so that is
That's
six successes, a triumph, a despair, and 2 threats. So the 2 threats, I think those are the most obvious, so we'll get those out of the way. Those are gonna be like, you just shatter walkways, right? Like the big rods going down just rip the stone walkways aside, right? The despair, I think the despair is Lynn is on one of those walkways. So Lynn is now also in freefall. The 6 successes and the triumph are these giant, like, gold tubes hurtling downwards and just spearing into the Sarlacc. I think it's dead, but I think it's one of those creatures that takes a long time to die, so there's still, like, tension in the tentacle. But it can't take a turn. So, anyone can go.
Okay.
You want to take it, Sho?
I think so.
So
How
Sho-
far is
so-
Lynn from me?
How far is Lynn from you?
Yeah.
Probably 15 feet horizontally, but 40 feet vertically.
Up or down?
Up. Above you, for sure.
Okay.
So you are hanging by your grapple from Arcos's backpack, which is being held by a tentacle, which is itself being held by the crane above your head. You heard the blaster shot. These giant gold tubes, like, come hurtling down, just destroying everything in their path, spearing into this guy. And then, yeah, you see Lynn in freefall. What is your play? I'm curious.
I was gonna try and swing and grab her.
Yes! Okay. How do you get momentum?
The big fuck off rifle.
That might not be a bad idea. This thing probably has some good kickback on it.
From what we've seen, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, if you can tell me how you get momentum to swing, I will absolutely let you make this check.
Let me look over my inventory.
All right.
And we're back to shooting the grenades on Arcos.
I mean, an easy solution could be you kick off the tentacle.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a boost and 2 green to start, but you have to swing out, dodge rubble, catch Lynn, hold Lynn, swing back. I'm gonna say this is 2 and 2, so two purple, 2 red to start. I'm gonna upgrade it with a destiny point. I assume you're going to do the same.
Yeah.
Got any other boosts?
I do not think so.
What would this roll be? I'm leaning towards coordination, but if you have a better skill that you want to argue for, I'm open to it.
I think that's the best skill I have for this.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Ah,
3 advantage, but a despair.
That's not good.
No, it is not. But the advantage is useful. So I think we see like show like swing in, both feet hit the tentacle, knees bent. We see the overlay of the armorer again, hammering at an anvil. You kick off, you go to grab Lynn. I think the advantage is you grab her, but the cable snaps. So you've got Lynn like around the waist, but now you're both in free fall. Anyone can go.
Well, I don't have a cable, so I can't like shoot it at them.
You do have a cable. It's called the tendril. The thing is dead. Like,
Well, yeah, but I can't throw it at them. It's still wrapped around me, isn't it?
yes,
Well, but there is something holding the tentacle.
true.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Kuga, if you want to go and pull some bullshit, now might be a good time.
Yeah. So,
This is a Mandalorian-ass scene, I'm just saying.
I
What a cool-
think
Oh, I know. Arcos, drop it, because he's gonna try to use his body to twist it as it starts falling to fall towards them.
Okay.
So you can try to grab them.
I mean, like, Arcos, if you think you can handle it, what you might want to consider doing is shoving a grenade into the coils of the tendril, and then blowing it towards them.
Yeah, probably.
It's a big, thick Sarlacc tendril. You probably survive, maybe.
Well, one can hope so.
Well,
But-
I'm wondering if Cookie used the crane, could the crane just if the thing is in the process of dying, could the crane just rip the tentacle off and use the tentacle as the cable to catch them?
Potentially, yes. Like, somebody needs to go.
I know. Argos will drop a frag grenade down to the base of the tendril, so when you use that crane, it'll be easy to remove it. So
Okay.
it'll blow up at the base and sever it, so the crane can just yoink it and spin it or turn it however he wants to do it.
Okay.
that is a good play.
So, okay. So you want to precision drop a grenade so that it explodes at the base of the tentacle that's holding you, so that the crane that is attached to the tentacle can then leverage the tentacle in. So basically, you want to drop a chainsaw so that the tree that you're attached to can swing on the crane.
Yes.
Okay. What is... Oh, fuck. I'm gonna give you 2 boosts and a yellow, just because that's funny. But I'm gonna put 3 reds on this? You can upgrade it if you want to. What is grenades count as?
Ranged light.
Range light,
Actually, I
okay.
do have an actual grenade attack too.
Sorry?
Yeah, I have the whole grenade attack set up, but yeah, it's just range light. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to spend a point and upgrade it?
Yes.
Okay. I am not going to upgrade this one yet. But go ahead and make that range light. Yeah! Okay, so the threat is you're now in free fall again. But yeah, so you throw the grenade down. We see it like go down one of the tubes sticking out of the Sarlacc, and then yeah, the tendril is free. Kuga, what do you want to do?
We're gonna start to. We're gonna drop the crane and start trying to spin it to collect everybody up on the tentacle.
Okay, so you don't need to roll for that, but Sho and Lynn are gonna have to make a coordination check to grab it and hold on. Sho, you're gonna go first, and if you succeed, you can give a boost to Lynn.
All right.
So this is a oh, how do you even quantify the difficulty of what is effectively a giant wire fuck it, I'm gonna do 2 and 2. That just seems reasonable to me. It's a big target though, so I'm gonna give you a free upgrade. I'm gonna I'm gonna upgrade my side. I'm assuming you're gonna do the same.
Yeah.
Okay, make that coordination check. Okay, so you grab it. There's a threat. You can give a boost to Lynn. What's the threat?
Uh.
I know what the threat is. You can give a boost to Lynn. Emphasis can, but your grip on the rope is not going to be solid. Or you could not give a boost to Lynn and have a more solid grip.
Oh boy. I think I'll give the boost.
Okay. I will make a note. Lynn. 2 and 2. Upgrade on my side. Do you want an upgrade?
Yes.
You get a boost from Sho. Coordination, please. Neutral roll. Which I believe we established means the situation does not change, so Lynn is still in free fall.
Still in free.
What?
Yeah, still in free fall.
Okay. So Sho, you like grab hold, you reach for Lynn, and just like right through your fingers. So before the next set of initiative, Lynn has to go and Kuga has to go. So Kuga, let's go back to you.
Okay, so we have Argos, we have Sho, now we just need to get Lynn.
Yes.
I think it's just more drop the crane and get Argos or Sho within grabbing distance of Lynn.
Okay. So you're gonna drop the crane. Okay. So you want to drop the crane and retension it where one of the other Mandalorians can grab Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Relatively easy check. It's going to be a computer check for you, as well as like your own like mathematics. I'm going to put 3 purples on this, and then I'm going to upgrade it with a destiny point. The caveat here, are you upgrading it with a destiny point, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. The caveat here is that if you get a threat, much less a failure, Sho falls.
Okay.
Roll it. Neutral roll. So you drop the crane to free fall, you tension it, no change. Len?
Well, I've still got my climbing gear, so
True.
I can try to throw out my grapple, and I'm guessing the closest thing to me is the tentacle.
Correct.
Or is there a lot? Okay, so that's probably the biggest target. is the tentacle.
Okay, so that's going to be a coordination check. I'm going to give you a boost because it's a big target. I'm assuming you want to upgrade with a destiny point. I'm doing the same.
Yes, please.
Okay, so make a coordination check. Nice. So fire off your grapple. It connects. You swing up, grab hold of the tentacle as Kuga pulls the lever and tensions the crane again. The 3 Mandalorians are hanging there as the Sarlacc collapses on itself and dies. Kuga can like drop you guys on a platform, and yeah, the encounter is over, and we crossfade to the 4 of you standing on the same level again. Well done, Mandos.
Whew.
Well, that was slightly terrifying.
That was a lot better than when we were in the river.
Not wrong. Didn't need ship this time.
Slightly better than the casino.
Huh. At least
Huh?
more fun than casino.
I'd say.
Well, shall we explore this place?
Well, we came to find a refinery. This is.
Speaking of, did you get a look at that panel, Kuga?
Yeah, I'd say after making sure everyone was secure, he would check it out.
Yeah, you can open the main doors.
Well, good.
And there is something called refinery incinerator that you can activate.
Yeah.
You can also retract and expand the walkways.
Oh, good.
Is there a way that we can save the controls to one of our data pads?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then transfer it to the data pad and just be
Okay.
doing that. I'm not turning on the incinerator yet. I'm making
Okay.
this clear.
You want to open the doors?
Yes.
So you open the doors, like, right. Now that that's out of the way, like you're all standing together, you press the button, and there's this tremendous grinding sound. And then the Sarlacc just falls away.
Sarlacc was on top of the doors.
Yep.
Well, that's a defense if I ever said one.
That's a very terrifying door knocker.
And now, below the like ruin, you see just this metal shaft, about the same width, that just descends until you cannot see the bottom anymore, like the shaft that Darth Maul fell down. And it's all like Durasteel.
That explains the seismic activity.
Very much so.
Why would it still be operating? Or not operating, but causing seismic activity.
As if on cue, your headsets all come on, and Brooke goes, "What did you do?"
We killed the Sarlacc.
No, I'm talking about these energy readings.
What do you
What
mean?
kind of energy?
All of a sudden, I'm getting... You're not going to believe this. It looks like a hyperdrive generator.
Like,
A massive amount of like raw thermal radiation similar in bandwidth to a hyperspace generator. It's a lot of heat.
That's possibly the refinery incinerator?
Did you turn something on?
We opened the main door.
That would do it. The output is small, but... Do you see anything around you that looks like a massive engine?
A giant durasteel tube running straight down into the center of the moon?
Stay away from that. You're going into it, aren't you?
Well, why wouldn't we?
Because it's on fire?
Yeah, a little fire never killed anyone.
Yes, it did.
Well, he is Forge Master's apprentice, so I don't think fire bothers him as much as others.
It's not the fire that's the problem. It's usually explosions. But if this is just fire, then we should be fine. Looks at Argos. Oh right.
It doesn't seem to be building, but there's a great deal of heat energy at the bottom of that shaft. Like, a lot.
Well, of course we wouldn't go to the bottom of the shaft. That's just silly.
Yeah.
I can't see anything else, but there might be a doorway not all the way down.
Alright, we'll take a look.
Good luck. So who wants to jump into the metal shaft?
How far does the crane go down?
Oh. Do we crossfade to the four of you descending via crane?
Yeah, they're all just like standing on something sturdy that it's slowly lowering down.
I'm into it. Yes, totally. So yeah, like you can extend the walkways, Kuga, and it's like every Imperial power station room in the Star Wars franchise has those like conveyor belt looking walkways over the giant death pit. Like some of those extend, and you can you see like it looks like an Imperial corridor now. There's like blasteel doors or durasteel doors on either side.
This feels like the elevator level in every beat 'em up ever.
Yes.
Well, here we are.
I guess we should get onto one of the walkways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, perhaps we can identify the control center, get off on that level.
There's only one walkway that extends in the actual fire tunnel with a durasteel door on both sides.
Well, we can either go that way, or we can go that way.
Just choosing a direction has worked out so well so far.
Well, it got us here, didn't it?
Round place, probably even direction leads to same spot, so...
Reasonable. So you go up to one of the doors, you hit the button on it, and it opens, and there's just a gonk droid standing there.
Is it a functional gong droid?
Doesn't appear to be. Just big power supply on the little stubby leg. It's just standing against the door. Doesn't appear to be on. It opens into a typical Imperial corridor, like a prefab corridor, that seems to snake into the ground. So there's like hallways leading off to the left and right, as well as a helpful like shopping mall style map on the wall, dusty, faded, but usable. And shall I just cut to the good part?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Exploration of this facility yields no active defenses, but you do find a hangar full of TIE fighters and walkers. You find the refinery is taking not Beskar like ore from the ground, but it's scavenging the tech on the surface of the jungle. So it's scavenging Mandalorian armor, Mandalorian war machines, etc., combining that with Durasteel, because the Empire doesn't have proper Beskar smelting techniques, in one of 5 of these giant tubes. Only one has a Sarlacc, though. And just melting them down. So you find, like, an entire, like, stock room just piled with Beskar ingots. You find, like, living quarters. It's a base. Like, not the majority of the moon, but, like, a large portion of the moon is a base that is devoid of Imperial control. And I think the next scene that we actually have is you guys, like time has passed. We don't know how much. Like, Brooke is down here now. We see, like, the Leviathan in the hangar. Like, time has passed. Whether or not you guys have the refinery on is your business. But I think, like, the 5 of you are, like, playing cards. And you're playing with, like, full ingots of Beskar, right? What conversation are you guys having?
Probably discussing how they're going to get it out.
Okay.
Well, I think Oakland would want to know what the plan is for starting up a covert now that they have a base of operations. But what can we do to fulfill our mission?
Good question. Kuga?
Well, we can get the rest of us fitted out with Beskar. I can make us the sigil, because by this point we've certainly earned one. Me and Brooke can get communications going. I can start sending broadcasts out.
But to what end? And more to the point, how do we avoid whatever problems the Imperials encountered that led to them abandoning this space?
Well, we don't have to worry about the Emperor dying. Do we have an Emperor?
No, but there's no indication that was the only reason. I mean, there's still remnants of the Empire clinging on to power wherever they can. There's an entire load of Beskar ingots here. Surely that still had value, even with the Empire starting to crumble.
Sure, but maybe
Don't
it's a
you
low
think they'd be
priority and then
here?
it got forgotten about? I mean, this place is massive. Maybe there was... I don't know. Maybe it was a logistical nightmare to get personnel to and from the facility. And the Broken Empire just had better things to worry about, like the Republic, for example.
So I'm not speaking of the Empire itself, but the soldiers and officers who were still here certainly could have done something with it.
Well, maybe they got scared off by the temple.
Well, killed off.
That too.
It feels like there is more than just the collapse of the Empire at play here. That is my concern.
Well, whatever there is, we can handle it, right?
And Brooke, like, laser cards down. Hey, Cookie, your PVC thing is back.
Are you sure you're not cheating, Brooke?
Cheating at Sabak? What are you talking about? Is that even possible?
Could be. Anything's possible.
I'm just saying, the Mandalores are invincible, right?
Of course we are. This is the way, after all.
This is the way.
This is the way.
It is the way that preserves the Mandalores. And the Mandalores in turn must preserve the way. It's a cycle. Neither is invincible of itself. It takes both sides to preserve our culture.
It is very true.
So,
I think the camera focuses on Show when Brooke says,
you're preservers.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think like, you say, the camera cuts, and maybe Show is like fiddling with the crystal under the table with one hand.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we do the hard like inward wipe from all corners from Star Wars, and we get the Star Wars theme, and we cut to credits. That did not take as long as I expected it to. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was fun though.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
That was all
you,
kinds of
kid.
Star Wars.
Let's do some shout outs and then give our thoughts on the show, shall we? So, Gentleman Joe Gath, give us a shout out, please.
Hello, I am Gentleman Joe Gath. I meme, joke around, and I'm an old man.
You're a good friend and a big part of this channel, and I'm glad to have you here. And I'm glad that you enjoyed The Way, Joe. Squeaky, give us a shout out, please.
I'm Sir Squeaky. I'm a member of Kids Community and a lover of all things storytelling. And you can find me on the Discord and the channel.
Cookie?
Hey, what up? I'm Cookie, also known as the Extinct Bacon on just about every other platform. I love a lot of things D&D tabletop, and if you do too, my DMs are always open. Otherwise, you'll find me lurking in the stream or in the shrine. And hopefully, we'll have some click-clack math rocks coming soon.
Vader, you want to finish us out, please?
Greetings, everyone. I am the Journeyman Vader. I am a moderator on Kids Discord and Twitch, and a streamer on Twitch myself. You can find me over in Kids Discord on Twitch at twitch.tv/JourneymanVader, and on Twitter at VaderSidious.
Despite being sick, I hope you had fun tonight, Vader.
Oh, yeah.
This has been The Way, our Open Dice Night special event for March and April 2021. We do an Open Dice Night every month with a sponsor bringing their story and their players to the table, where new GMs, new players, and new systems are always at the forefront and always welcome. Our next Open Dice Night adventure will be in 2 weeks from tonight if you're watching the live show. It is a World of Darkness Hunter the Vigil short story called The Monsters We Make, sponsored by Birch Mila. Do hope you guys will be there for that as much as you were here for this. For now, well, for my part, as ever, I am the Sharp-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries. the Masked Bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world building, role playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I stream every single day that my health permits me to do so, and we're rolling with advantage in 2021 and beyond, which is 2 chances to catch a given stream. I will be back tomorrow with more of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales in the afternoon, and the return of Decisive Action Voices of the Mountain in the evening. A weekly D&D 5th edition module double feature of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and Storm King's Thunder with my own spin on both. Stop by if you want more structured tabletop action. Even if you don't know if you like tabletop role-playing games, we'd love to have you. For now, I need to get out of here, but as always, I need to close the book on today, close the book on this Open Dice Night special event, and leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time for more Open Dice Night and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.